Hi everybody, and today we are making a hyacinth nest planter. So to begin with, what you should have in your kit is a aged terracotta pot. Mine's a bit old, so please excuse all the markings on this. I quite like it, but yours won't have that when you first get it. We have some birch twigs, a nest. We also have some small feathers, some hollowed out quail's eggs. We have some soil, moss, and our hyacinth. So today's tutorial is pretty simple, really. What we will do is we will begin with our planter, and these do have holes in the bottom for drainage. We will grab some soil to put in the bottom of our pot. So we want to fill that pot with the soil, but what we want to do is fill that so you've still got a bit of a gap before you get to the top of the pot. And we then want to make sure that our nest sits on there nicely, and we will shake off any excess soil that we have on there and place our hyacinth in there so we know what positioning we want. Once we've done that, we'll grab our nest and we will make, got to be careful with this because it can be a little bit spiky. We want to make a bit of a hole in it. So we don't want the hyacinth to sit too far up, so we should be able to make a hole quite nicely in there. We will then try and thread some of these roots through the hole of our nest. Now this nest is going to wobble slightly. And want to surround that hyacinth bulb with soil, but we also want the bulb to be poking out so that we can see it. So that's what we have at the moment. What I then want to do is we kind of want to try and make sure that that nest sits a little bit screwed in there, like so. We want to grab bits of our moss and cover. That's my puppy that's just run in, so apologies if you can hear him. We then want to just use that moss to fill that nest and cover the soil. Any little bits that are poking out like that are quite cute, so we want to keep that a little bit. We then, as I say, this is a very kind of simple process. This is what it should then look like. We'll then use some of our birch twigs and we will poke those through. Now that might be a little hard because we're obviously poking through that nest. Now the reason for these birch twigs is mainly because if you've ever planted a hyacinth, you will know that they get quite tall, but they're quite floppy, so they don't have a lot of support. So these birch twigs are almost like a support for that hyacinth. He's going crazy. Perfect timing, of course. So we've got a few birch twigs poking out like so. And simply, to finish that off, sorry, we'll just try and point the holes so they're down, because obviously these do have holes in them. So you will get a couple of eggs in there, but you'll get a few. I've only put 2 in there. And then place just a few feathers, and then that is your finished hyacinth planter. Now, how simple is that? Those roots will grow down through that nest into the soil, and you will then be left with these hyacinths are pink, so these will then grow. This will support them slightly, and you will then be left with this stunning hyacinth growing out of a nest. Now, I don't want to tilt that too much because obviously the eggs will fall out, but that is what you are then left with. Apologies if you can hear my puppy crying. I have had to shut him out because he decided that a squeaky toy was perfect to play with right now. Yeah, so that is our hyacinth nest planter. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you next time.